a wonderful day. It's piss cordial. It's not strictly piss.
If someone had squirted in my carpet, I'd be a bit pissed off. Like,
It's such a shame your dad abandoned you the way that he did.
I grew up in a naked house.
That explains a lot, doesn't it? If I was to show a girl my fanny, I'd have to be like, right, we're going in. You know what I mean?
Do you have someone squirting in your podcast studio?
Oh my God.
I want further information about this.
So now we've started.
Just for the audio listener, Liam was talking to Amy and not me. That'd be unusual if my mum was in here.
So we've officially done the first mild high porno.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, but don't you have to have a license for that?
However, me and Dean fully dressed.
Just holding cameras.
Well, this is so we went. Oh, what a good first section. Now we're going to go outside for a biff. Do you guys smoke biffs? And then the two sex workers are like, no, I think we're just going to stay here. And then we leave. And then they frig each other off.
Oh my God.
Is this on YouTube?
Good. No, so
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
It'll be on Daisy and Haley's OnlyFans.
Daisy and what was her name?
Daisy Eve Lane.
Oh my God, just literally had a cross promotion.
Yeah.
That is sick.
So they frigged each other off in front of our logo. I was like, get over there. And
Product placement.
Yeah, no. And then and then Haley made herself squirt. All on her lonesome. What a talented lady.
But then who had to clean the carpet?
It just dried.
So the answer is nobody.
I'm so relieved that we're just no longer recording there. I
He used to record in that room.
absolutely
Stinks in here. Is that Liam shat himself, has he? Not that it would smell
Can I just say it's a common misconception that it's piss. It's piss cordial. It's not strictly piss.
Robinson
It's an ingredient in piss, but it's not strictly piss.
If Beth and I ever break up, that's my new chat. Like, hey girl, let me get on your lemon and barley water there.
It's a promise. And she's running away. No, I knew it wasn't piss. I've read books. Yeah, I'm laid up.
Yeah. Not shagged anyone though.
What was that book called?
Wikipedia.
That classic book. Yes, then she squirted, and then we come back in, and I go, what bloody hell's been going on in here? It's the most northern porn. And then,
Did you have a flat cap on?
I should have. And then they go, nothing. And I'm like, why is the floor ringing wet? And then they go, and that's it.
I can't wait until we have a break on this. Me and you are like, we're going to go get a bagel. Are you going to stay here, Liam?
What,
and then just cuts to you just fucking twerking this in the background.
It's not got the same law. Could you imagine? Like, yous have got that fucking, do you know what I mean? You go there, it's like a proper studio setup. If we brought two sex workers to a fucking bedroom flat in Stockport.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit dodgy, that, isn't it? But
do you want to film content in our studio? As we pull up there, they're like, where is it?
Yeah.
Kids walking past on the way home from school and that.
Well, we went out into like the communal area. And Steve Wolford from Havoid's production team, he was out there, and you could just hear them like coming, and we was just out there going.
He's just on his laptop doing the accountancy.
Yeah. I was like,
another day in the office.
Yeah, it was mad. Yeah.
What did Adam and Dan say? Were they like fuming in any way? Or?
So they wasn't in.
Do they know about it now?
But
they do know.
I've heard that Carl was disgusted.
Yeah.
Sensei Carl was like fuming.
Yeah.
I mean, what, as cool as it is and as cool as it sounds, if someone had squirted in my carpet, I'd be a bit pissed off. Like,
I'm not being funny. Wallace has pissed and pooed all over that gaff.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's not more ranked than that, is it? Yeah.
No.
I mean, if it was a hardwood floor, no problem.
Yeah, but I doubt Wallace had much of a choice. That's the difference, isn't it?
Squirting's involuntary as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but fingering yourself is
yeah, touche.
You've made a conscious decision to slide some in. Gross.
Yeah.
Is that going out on just like? Because when I first saw it about a week ago, and I was like, is that going to be in the episode? If they made him laugh
what I
that
was
much,
thinking.
I thought it was just like,
You thought it squirted from laughter?
yeah, I guess. Hey, you and Dean are pretty
I've done
funny.
Oh my god.
But I was just like,
hilarious.
surely not. Like, it seemed more realistic that Dean had made a girl squirt with laughter than someone recorded a porno in Have a Word Studio. So that seemed more.
Or like a bottle of water was knocked over and you just used that as a good promotional technique.
Yeah, no,
But it was legit. Yeah.
Girl squirted. Girl did squirt. Yeah.
How much to buy the carpet sample?
Like they'll just
Like,
be
you
a
need to get it on
square
your
cut out of
Patreon,
it on
Jed.
the-
But like, you can buy them in B&Q, and it's just because it's like the type of carpet it is there. It's just like the B&Q like fucking square carpet sample, isn't
Yeah.
it? So you could probably get that one off, and they could
Frame it.
sell that off.
A Mild High Club fan would have that framed and autographed. Do you know how
Or a
much money
Hayley
you
fan.
can make?
Yeah. Yeah.
Either or. You have to split the
Maybe.
profits though.
I mean, it's dried now.
They're literally
so-
like £3 to get the carpet sample in B&Q.
I'm
So
thinking
it's,
like a proper frame, from the range, like with the fucking mounts and everything. Like framed.
from a Victoria.
a white border around it. Oh man, well that's lovely. Do you plan to do more episodes with them?
I love sex workers. I think they're so like free
Yeah,
and
it's definitely interesting.
entertaining and yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't think we could
Daisy
bring
was
any
the
on.
one who played the harmonica with the fanny.
Right,
You've
Oh
heard?
yeah, I
didn't
remember
this
this,
when
yeah,
we were on?
you-
Hadn't you just recorded
Was that when it was?
you just recorded a special in a swingers club?
Yeah, so we did our talent show that we do. We did it
And
at
was it-
Swingers Gaff, and so that was crazy.
Now, when you say played the harmonica, did she make noise out of her harmonica, or did she play like fucking?
Somebody else me, what I gotta do to get it free?
rapping out of it?
£1 fee. So she was upside down, like on a chair with her arse and fanny out, and a fella was there with a straw blowing into her foof, filling it with air. So that
Dangerous.
she lives.
Spoiler alert! If you've not got to the season finale yet, she doesn't die.
And then put the harmonica on top and wait for it to queef out of tune.
Sick.
You know, that old saying.
Ringtones.
And then she was really nervous. She got proper stage fright.
Wouldn't you? You were creeping on
I
demand.
wouldn't do that. I would not do that.
Imagine
I had to
talking
hit
a
the
big
golden
queef
buzzer
game.
really quick.
I was proper like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And then, so for ages, it was just like me, Laurie Smith, and her fella like blowing into a vagina to try and make it
Generate
happen.
queef.
And Dee's stood there like, how have I managed to monetize this? This is like he's managed to monetize what some men would just like to be, and I'm like a spectator for, and he's monetized it. People were there, and he's charged them for it, and he's sat there just.
I'm not even sure if it's legal. I was like, what are we doing? And then
Dean's my hero, man. He doesn't get the credit. He's just too quiet and sound, and just like flies under the radar so much. He doesn't get the credit he's due, man. He's like, he just like was pulled you up one day. Was like, do you want to do a podcast with me? Oh, the while he's like, fucking bear sex workers are gonna squirt all over that podcast studio, you know.
Actually, Dean didn't want to start a podcast, and I was because he was like, no one will watch it, and I was saying to Liam before, I will never let him forget that.
Yeah, exclusive.
Now look,
Yeah, you tell him.
squirting
Yeah.
all over the place, like the Bellagio.
I'm glad you brought up queefs. You know, it's on topic with something I wanted to talk about
Oh,
today.
okay. Oh, wait, I've not finished though.
Oh, sorry. No, continue.
So she didn't.
Goodness sake.
Oh no, Jesus Christ.
Sorry about him.
I
No, it's fine. So yeah, she couldn't do it, and everyone was watching. She was really nervous, and then the minute she tooted through that harmonica, the roof came off. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Was it like? Is it
Honestly.
like on like Britain's Got Talent, where like a 5-year-old girl gets a bit of stage fright, so the mum goes on and just has to give her a pep talk? Was it like that? It's
But
like,
it was there
you
and
be all right.
with straws.
and then honestly, you should like it was like footy. It was like someone. Honestly, it was insane for the little toot.
You should edit it over that meme of the all the football fans in that pub when the goal goes in and they're all fucking throwing shit everywhere. People make it so they change what's on the screen all the time. You should put that over the
yeah.
so as soon as it toots, the fucking
The crowd goes wild. like a kid.
So good. But then, so she'd been practicing at home before the show. She'd been practicing loads, right?
So funny. So just getting ready for work.
No, that's a professional. No, that's boss.
It is. So she kept sending me videos of like her upside down at home. She has to be upside down, by the way.
Is that just the maximum like inhalation? Like,
I don't know the science of it.
I love the idea that she tried it once upright and was like, "What if I was upside down?" She's like, "I'm genius."
It's a broadcaster for you, because shooting it down to the. So hold on, when you say upside down, like handstand or like arc, like pointing out. Like
imagine the photos she'd get on Nemesis.
Upside down.
Sorry, I've got to do this upside down.
She's hilarious. And then so she sent me videos practicing, and then what she did was she saved all of the notes and like had a guitar tuner or whatever to identify what notes they was, and then she was going to make a song out of queefs.
Like a producer, like on
out of her own
Garage Band.
queefs.
Yeah, Garage Band. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, what instrument is this? It's me fanny.
That's
and
a queef in E flat.
And then what she accidentally did was like saved, so like the C note, she sent it to a shared family file for her dad's like cancer stuff, like cancer file. But because it was a C, she accidentally saved it in there. To all the family. She talks about this on It's Fine.
That'd cheer him up, like, though.
Oh my
Well,
God.
her dad was like...
I'd have offed myself if I was a dad. That's it. I wouldn't have had him done.
Her dad was like, classic Daisy.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Fucking supportive parents. Yeah.
I back what you were saying before, though, when you were like, you love sex workers and stuff. I had like 10 minutes in my show, like, sort of telling blokes off for being such fucking shit houses about girls doing OnlyFans and stuff, like the Andrew Tates of the world, just poisoning the minds of young people and that. They're fucking losers. Yeah. And yeah, I sort of do the argument. I don't know if you've seen the bit I've got on it, but I just do the argument from a female's perspective and how like we're just jealous. That's all we are.
Yeah, because
like I'd love to do OnlyFans, man, but no one would pay for it. We can't get fucking people to do a Patreon. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to pay for pictures of me cock. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's when I was doing sex work. I had to like insult lads, didn't I? And then
you did the like.
That's how we met. Did you not know?
He asked me to laugh at his tiny
penis. Is that what it is?
So it's humiliatrix.
Humiliatrix.
That's what I was. Yeah, I was really bad at it.
Yeah.
But when I was doing stand up, I had a bit about it just because everyone thinks it's kind of like it's bad to do that, like it's bullying or whatever. And I was saying like I just thought of if I was in their position, like the last thing I would want when I'm getting railed from behind is for me fellas to stop what he's doing and go, oh, such a shame your dad abandoned you the way that he did. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that.
But don't worry, I'm your daddy now. And just starts ploughing you.
Like, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's just sexy time, and whatever gets you off, it's fine. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. Unless it's children. Stop doing that.
Yeah, that's naughty. Yeah. We don't agree with that.
Just in case you thought we were on board in any way.
Not. Let's just get that. We're not. I couldn't do that though. Like I think I put myself in their shoes too much. I couldn't be like, hey, you tiny dick little prick, even if they loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find that hard, or were you just like...
I found it so difficult, and I made myself like a full transcript that I could read from.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't just insult people off the top of my head because I felt bad. Like, and I also didn't know
I've seen your live show clips. Don't fucking start shit to me.
Hey, that's a 1 minute clip from a 2-hour show. And so I'd be like, you twat. And just I'll be like,
oh, he's
never gonna make a woman come.
Yeah.
Like, and just
meth.
And then I'd be like, you little maggot dick. And then and then
stop, I'm gonna come.
That's £50.
I just love the idea though that they just want you to be like, oh, you've got a little maggot dick, and you'd be like, oh, you're never punctual.
Yeah.
Punctuality's terrible. You never amount to anything.
No.
And you're a twat. Whoa, I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
Just shout at me, dick.
How long did you do it for?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like a few months, or maybe even a few weeks. I just didn't like it.
Did it become too much work as well? Like
it is. It's more work than you'd think,
yeah.
And it is like quite draining. Because if you're not into it,
yeah.
like I was doing the podcast as well.
Yeah.
That's you'll know.
You know how much
it's a lot of
time
work.
that takes. Yeah, just being like sort of regular on social
Yeah.
media about anything. And
Yeah.
it's just like takes so much of your time. So
And then I've got to make 10 men come in the meantime. I'm busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Dean sat there just like 11.
What about me?
11.
Don't forget about me.
Yeah, it also makes it like really like obviously you're doing this online for like 10 blokes or whatever, and they're giving you like what, 50 quid. I don't know what you were charging. I don't expect you to tell me. But like,
I can't remember.
but when it comes to Deed, like you've got to do it for free. So like, it's just effort in it. You're like, if I'd have just spent more time online, I'd have got paid for this. And he's just like
It's a good job.
I remember when you used to call me maggot dick.
Yeah. I remember
Oh,
asking him for
funny.
help because I was messaging like some lad to ask.
You didn't.
Yes, yeah, I'd be like, "What's another like word for like cock? Like, what do you like being called?"
thesaurus.
And he was just like, "I am not playing." He was like, "I'm not doing this." I
When
was
you
like,
said you needed his
"Help a
help,
brother out."
I thought you had him like messaging. That's why I was like, you didn't.
I was
because we
asking
got
for
it.
his help.
Yeah.
The wording.
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on, what do guys like?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm not telling you." I was
And then, all right, schlong, and then he just carries on doing what he's doing. Yeah.
just to get you to go away.
Yeah,
You know, just call it meat or something.
yeah.
Queefs.
Fucking hell.
Queefs.
Queefs, go on.
So I told a story about my missus on the podcast. Like when she was when she was a kid, her and her mate discovered queefs during a sleepover, and they were like queefing the little heads off, and they were dead impressed with it. And she called dad up to show him. She was like, Dad, and they came into the room. And
This is what happened with Daisy.
is it
She
actually?
discovered her queef. She told her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
go on.
was her dad's reaction in the moment?
I think he was like, I think she was like, "Oh, should I go on like Britain's Got Talent?" Yeah. And he was just like, "No, Des, no."
Well, Rebecca's dad's reaction was literally like, pack it in, and then it was never spoken about again. It's just like, I'm sorry for bringing it up again, love, but whatever, we made it a clip, it's on the internet.
Just quickly, what would be the maddest song that you could queef out? Like, just like, if you didn't play the tune a bit. Every night in my life.
Oh, imagine like you butcher you miss a note. Do you know what I mean? It's too high, it's too low. No, too much pressure. But
5 little speckled frogs. That's on a speckled.
it's creepy if it's like nursery rhymes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. No,
Bird
we've
is
said
the word.
That's the word,
That would probably be
Yeah.
quite easy.
Well,
So, because of this, I told the story on the podcast. Rebecca had, during her like hen do, my mum was there. My mum watches the podcast. She'd heard that story about Rebecca queefing. They had like a life drawing class with like a naked fella that turned into a male stripper, like fucking wagging his dick.
That's how we met.
His face.
I'm joking.
And
It's 30 quid an hour, that, you know.
is it?
Yeah, it's
What?
good, isn't it?
What to pay for to earn?
To take your kit off and do nothing.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much just sit there. Yeah,
How do you know?
Because I'd done life drawing. Not me. Not
You
I
drew.
drew
yeah.
life.
That was very artistic. But when he was doing when he was like wagging his dick in Rebecca's face or whatever, and I don't want to talk about it or think about it too much. My mum went, you need to watch out for her. She's the queef queen, right? So she was designated the queef queen, and just when we put a merch store up, we made a T-shirt that said queef queen, and naturally nobody bought this queef queen.
We made it into hoodies and t-shirts, and I think it's on a hat and all that dumb shit. And I think we sold like 2 of them, but they were all hoodies.
Yeah.
All
Right.
of them.
Keep going.
So we sold. I
No.
know exactly how many we sold, and that's 1 because it was my mum who bought it because she bought a blue one as a hoodie and wore it to a fucking meal I was meeting her up for. So when I saw my mum with a queef queen hoodie in public, I was
That's
simultaneous.
horrendous.
She'd committed to the bit, but I was like, oh fuck's sake.
15 quid's 15 quid though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
It's hilarious.
we get a message on the pod page last night with a picture of like a pink queef queen
Get
t-shirt
it up now.
like hanging up somewhere, saying like, just found this in a charity shop. Do like hashtag thrift store finds or something like that, yeah. And they just messaged
There we
us
go.
to say, so yeah, Aaron will show you the picture, slide it in.
So it just says spotted in a charity shop today, # thrift store finds, right? So it's just our t-shirt in a charity shop. So and the girl messaged us, I'll just read the message. The girl messaged us and she put, I found out about your podcast today by using Google Lens on this t-shirt because I had to know who had made it. I don't think the poor lady running the charity shop had any idea what it meant. So I replied to her, I said, this is amazing. And she put, they had organised the racks by colour and size. The small pink t-shirt is in pride of place right at the front, but it is Barbie season after all, so you can't
Barbie
complain.
griefs too.
So me and Liam were like, oh my God, that's mad. But then I said, we've not sold tons of merch since we started.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll know it's not something that you're not getting 100 orders a day. It's quite easy to keep track of your merch. So we were like, I don't feel like we sold specifically that one. Like we sold logo stuff more, but specifically that t-shirt. No one really
do you know
bought
who it is?
So we were like, let's go and look at Shopify, and I looked at every order but my mum's because I knew that she'd bought one, but it was like the blue one, and we were like,
no one had bought one. So we were like, somebody's recreated. Like I made the logo on Canva. So I was like, someone's recreated it from cheaper and then made it. And
fucking Jar Queef Queen hoodies knocking about. Don't buy a Jar Queef Queen
Well,
hoodie.
that's how you know you've made it, though.
We've been ripped off.
This is it, right? So we were going round in circles with this girl. She was finding it hilarious or whatever. And then out of nowhere, I just got a message off Liam that said, in block capitals, my mum bought it for a mate as a present. I remember now. It's in my mum's order.
So that was the only order we didn't check because I was like, I knew she bought that blue one. But then I remembered, she got a mate one as a joke.
Oh, I love that she's been like, oh, thanks. I love it so much. I can't wait to wear it.
As soon as we saw that, I called my mum to talk to her about
It's
it.
in a children's charity shop in Wallasey.
I called my mum and I'm like, Mum, what did your mate do when you give her that Queef Queen t-shirt? It was a pink t-shirt, I think it was. Yeah. So what did you do when you give her that t-shirt? She went, oh, it's dead funny. We were in the pub and it was her birthday and I gave it to her in front of everyone and she opened it and she held it up in front of her and she was going, oh, you baby didn't have to. And she was giving me mum loads of kisses and going, oh, thank you, because she thought it said my queen. Right? Meanwhile, all the other girls around the table are laughing their heads off because it says Queef Queen. And then obviously she's made aware of it and she's like gutted. She's like, oh, I'm not wearing that. They were like, oh, you're going to wear it to work on Monday? And she was like, I'm not even wearing it to bed. But she didn't have she quite clearly didn't have the heart to bin it. So she's got to give it to a charity shop instead of binning it.
More to the point, if you do want any Spread Negativity Pod merch and you don't want to pay 30 quid for a t-shirt or 20 quid for a t-shirt, I think we charge for them. There's one in Bernardo's for $1.99 in Wallasey. If you want $1.99, it's being sold for. Yeah. I think it's a size small, is it not?
It is. It's an extra small, actually.
Oh, jeez. It's probably no wonder it's ended up there. That's fucking tiny.
Yeah. My mum was like, when I told my mum went, I wonder how many other gifts I've bought her that have ended up in a fucking charity shop, the little bastard. Which is true, innit? How many gifts has she bought her that have ended up in the charity shop?
That's just polite, though, innit? You've got to do that. Like when someone gives you a gift, I can't stand those people that just hoard shit.
True. I'm a bit of a hoarder, you know. I struggle to part with things. Beth's
got birthday cards from fucking 2013, just in case.
I assign sentimental value to everything.
Yeah, I've got a shoebox of weird, my pencil from primary school.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I've got weird shit, mate.
One down to the nub like Andy Dufresne with his fucking little hammer.
Yeah, but
I do.
And then I hoard clothes because I don't buy clothes that often.
Yeah.
And I like vintage stuff. So I do like old things and weird
doing the Primark shop now.
I don't really.
Shein.
Nah, I don't go Primark or Shein.
Isn't that like a proper effort to find things though?
But that's what, when I find it, it's mine. Do you know what I mean? It's special.
Is it a frill?
It's just proper adrenaline. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah! You're holding up a Queef Queen t-shirt in a charity shop going, woo!
And then it also stops me from just excessively buying stuff.
Yeah.
I'll save it until I find the one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Me and Beth are just the cleanest people in the world. We don't. Our house is like a show home. It's like you've walked into IKEA and they've got those little houses on display. It's so perfect. We don't have anything, and I can't stand any hoarding or anything.
All right.
No, I'm super artistic. Yeah. And yeah, well, thanks for bringing that up.
I didn't.
You volunteered it.
What was I going to say? was going to say something.
About sentimental stuff, keeping things, hoarding things.
Yes, I have got a new fringe. Thanks for noticing, guys. Thanks, yeah.
Is that a big deal? Like, is it like something that you build yourself up for?
I said to Dean, I was like, I miss the head fringe so much that I've got my own head fringe now. that was like my coping mechanism for being back home. I was like, gotta
You're
have
such a
fringe.
loser. She was there for 2 days.
I had the best time.
Was it good?
It was so good.
It's so much better being there as like just an audience member and not a performer. It's
like Dean, he could have done gigs and he did one, and then he was like, I don't want to do this. I want to chill and go
Enjoy
see
it.
Yeah, he was meant to do
people
mine and he cancelled last minute, but it's no hard feelings for you. You're watching.
He
it's
wasn't
fine.
well. I heard he was poorly.
Yeah,
Didn't ruin anything.
He had Legionnaire's disease.
That's the thing as well. When Dean pulled out, he was like, if I can still do it if it's going to cause you loads of bother and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you're so replaceable at the Fringe.
Yeah.
On a compilation show.
Yeah,
On one of the shows, Raoul Coley was meant to do it. His show finished at 9. Mine started at 9. And by the time he was like, I'm going to struggle to get after packing down and stuff. It's just been a bit of a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
He let me know this at 9:35. I walked out of my venue and I saw a comedian and I said, do you want to jump on and do 10? And he did it. You're so replaceable at the Fringe. You're really a small fish in the biggest pond in the world. It's fucking horrible.
Would you go back again? Like,
We want to move there.
really? Move to Edinburgh?
Yeah.
Just move to the Fringe.
Yeah, just
If you do, can I camp on your sofa
Yeah.
for a month out of the year? Would that be all right?
Yeah.
what is it about it? It is a nice city, isn't it?
It's
It's got that old,
absolutely
like, sort of feel.
So expensive though, mate.
I don't care. Anything for happiness.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Do you know what though? I saw Edinburgh at the Fringe and thought, this is a nice place, but I'd love to come here when the Fringe isn't on.
Yeah.
So like, I think the Fringe kind of tarnished it for me a bit, like the
Yeah,
place,
I
because
get
it's
what
so
you mean.
full on. There's so many
I
people
love
there,
it.
and
But I was just like, so when we was walking down the street and this car drove past and these like kids hung out the back of it and they went, "Have a wonderful day," and I was like, no one going, "You fucking wool." Like, I was like, this is so much better. Like, I want to move here. And then we went into like a little shop, and I think we just had a smoke, so we stunk of weeds a bit.
yeah.
And the fella behind the till was like, "What a lovely scent." He's like, "I can't wait to finish so I can spray some of that myself." I was like, why do I not live here? I'm gonna live here.
Found a spiritual homeland.
Yeah.
No, it is class. It's such a cool city, and I do really like it. I remember speaking to loads of AXO who live in Edinburgh. Like, obviously they've got it made when the Fringe is on. They go home.
Yeah.
They go
Yeah.
home. They go and do their show at 5 p.m. and they're home for 7, and they just
That's
go
what I want.
home and they sleep in their own bed, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to Liam Withnail like right at the end of the Fringe last year, and we were just sort of chatting about like, are you about done and stuff, and he was like, it's exactly like when you've had a house party at yours and it's got to 5 a.m. and there's like 8 or 9 people that just haven't got the message to fuck off yet.
Yeah.
He's like, all of you are at my house party now and I can't wait till you fuck off again, because it's going to feel so empty here and it's going to be so much better. Yeah. I went to that Brewski that I was telling you about.
Yeah, I've heard
There's
this
a
boss.
restaurant in Charlton called Brewski. They do different themes every month and stuff. They had like a bit of a Chinese theme going on, so I was like, fuck it, sick, I'll go down there. Went there a couple of days ago and genuinely had one of the worst experiences of my life.
Well, like you're talking like, was this related to the restaurant and the food?
No, the food was great. The food was great.
But you don't like Chinese people.
Yeah, that's it. That's the big issue. Yeah, that's why we brought you on today, to just sort of see if you can convince me to
Colonize me.
Yeah. We got there, and me and Bev, we booked like a little seat outside, and we were expecting like a really nice sort of vibe. You're just on the main road. Like, it's not like a terracey section. Like, we didn't know what to expect at all, but you're just on the main road. There's no music on or anything. You're just listening to cars go past. And there was 2 people next to us, and I want to say they were Scousers, but they were the sort of Scousers that no Scouser would ever want to have in their city. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love all
Like,
Scousers.
fuck it. Shut up, you loser.
As a person from Wallasey who lives in Anfield, I love all
Do you?
Scousers. Yeah.
Do you?
They'll never accept me as one of their own,
Yeah.
but I love them.
They were just the most obnoxious bell whiffs in the world. I couldn't believe it. They were proper turkey teeth and everything. Like, it was so hanging. Like, he was about 30 but looked 50. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
they were just so fucking obnoxious, and I genuinely couldn't believe. We were sat about, he was like there. He was literally like there, and he was off his face on coke, and he was like fucking scanning everything.
And
I could just feel him. I could feel him just staring at me loads, right? And they kept talking about how they're going to Dubai the next day. So filling out like they've got a full house in fucking Bell End Bingo. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of like they've got that crushed velvet in the house and all that sort of shit.
All this colour.
Yeah, it's all that colour. Yeah. But there's no blue. There's no blue.
No.
It was just it was infuriating. And they were just sat there, they're going like right next, and I was like losing my fucking mind. I was sat there, I said to Beth, I was like, I've not enjoyed any of this. Like, not a single bit.
What, because of just the distractions around?
Just because of this guy right next to me. I couldn't believe it. And then there's a couple on the left-hand side who'd clearly had an argument, but then they remembered they had the table booked. So they weren't talking to each other and was just fucking raging. And like every time he'd say something to her, she's like, just forget about it. Just forget it. We're out now. Just forget about it. He just me and Beth are sat in the middle of it, just like, oh my fucking God. It was like 28 quid for this burger as well. Like, I just couldn't be arsed, man. And I thought I was going to have a really lovely time. And the whole journey back, we just ranted because we couldn't say a word to each other because of how quiet it was.
That's it as well, because I'm thinking, what are you moaning about?
Texting each other.
Putting it in a restaurant, but you're literally on a main road, just 3 tables next to each other.
I'm confused. Was it a Chinese burger?
No, so they just have like little.
I do have more context. I know what the place is.
It's like an American style place, but they'll have like a little theme from a different country. So like they'll do it like an Indian theme and stuff, and they done all of their usual menu, but they just added like a Chinese
salt and
sort
pepper
of style.
seasoning on
So it was
it.
like salt and pepper burger and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And they did like an Indian one the month before and all that sort of shite. But we were sat there, and then there was another group on the other side, and all they were doing was just quoting Conor McGregor. And like fucking the Tommy Fury
like
press conference and stuff, and I was losing my fucking mind. He was sat to his mate, he's going, "You'll do nothing," like dead fucking like. I was just sat there like, oh, like this is just how has nobody got any self-awareness whatsoever? This is like such a like you could hear a pin drop in this fucking bar, and I hated it so much, man. I hated it
because it costs so much to eat out now. Like if you don't enjoy it,
that was out. The entire journey we just ranted about it. And I said to Beth at the end of the journey, I was like, you shouldn't be able to go to a restaurant one time and then have an entire other couple rant about you for 30 minutes straight.
Was it just a little place?
Was it? Oh yeah, tiny.
That's the problem though with these places that like blow up on like Instagram and stuff. They're just like small businesses that like don't anticipate the success they're gonna get. So as soon as it like, I got distracted then. I got distracted like using it in the restaurant.
Sorry,
I was like,
I'm just getting more water. It's
so hot in here. Yeah. But yeah, you just they don't anticipate having that many people. So like when it gets there popular, they need to make the money. They put tables outside, which is fine. But then when you've got,
they were the worst, man. They were the absolute fucking worst.
Would you ever go to Dubai?
No, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, me neither. I think that like I don't want to go to Dubai because I don't necessarily agree with like the politics and it seems to me just like social media in a city. But at the same time, there's a comedy club in Dubai. And if they paid for me to go, I'd probably just get rid of all my morals.
It looks wonderful.
Yeah, the comedy club looks sick.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Did they like tattooed women over there?
I don't know. That's the thing. Do they like? Do they like? Not Joe. I want to buy on side.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, like when I lived in Australia, there'd be a lot of older Asian women, and they just stare me down and be like, "That's disgusting."
What? Because you're tattooed?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like it, especially like in Japan. It's associated with the Yakuza. So if you've got tattoos, you're
really
a gangster. Yeah.
Able the Owens the Mafia. That's so funny.
On the front cover of the Yakuza 4.
I'm solid, mate. Yeah. So, and also in Australia, all the tattoo shops are associated with biker gangs. So,
really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking cool as fuck people. That's what it's associated with.
Is it still that way though? Because it seems like things have changed in general in terms of like tattoos are so much more commonplace now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't live there anymore, so I'm not sure.
I'm asking
to be honest.
On Australian politics.
Yeah, I don't know.
How long did you live there for?
I think we did a year like visa thing.
Yeah.
And then on the way home we did like China, Thailand, Amsterdam, Italy.
Amsterdam.
That was a massive little like, let's go smoke up because I can't get nothing in these other countries.
Indonesia.
It's a hell of a detour.
Proper side mission that to Amsterdam one. Everything's like near.
Anything for a split. And then we went after a few years later. We lived in New Zealand.
Yeah,
we did that
I remember.
well. Yeah,
you're just going over to New Zealand.
And then visited LA before it set on fire.
Yeah.
And all the comics left.
It was when you were in New Zealand where me and Dean first actually started chatting to each other.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and we had it because it like COVID started, and we had it in our head that we were gonna write a new 5 minutes every week, and then riff on our ideas to each other. And we did that one time. Like we were just like every Sunday I'd message him and be like, "You've got nothing either, have you?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, no, I've not done anything. Like there's nothing to talk about."
So you were in New Zealand during COVID. Wasn't everything sound there?
So we got home literally a week before the lockdown.
Oh, got it. Got it, because New Zealand was sound, weren't they? They just shut all the borders and were like,
I don't know.
No, New Zealand had like no
How long have
restrictions.
we done, by the way? Because I didn't start my watch.
40, but we'll probably need to wind this section down for the cameras in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
sorry, I literally asked you mid-sentence.
No, it's all right.
Like made the edit impossible. I hate that now.
It's all right. Like New Zealand just closed all borders and didn't have like any cases. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't have afforded to live though, like if we'd have stayed there. So when we got home, straight in Dean's mum's spare bedroom.
Yeah.
And then spent all our money on pizza instead.
And that's where I still am, baby.
In Dean's mum's spare bedroom. Have you wangled that since last week's episode? That's fucking
as long as I don't squares on the floor, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. We've got merch. Finally, we've got merch.
We've been talking about doing this for ages and we finally made it happen. We've got our own online store at spreadnegativitypod.com. We're selling t-shirts with logos. We're selling queefs. Whatever you want, we've got it.
We're selling queefs in a jar if you want one. We've got beanies, mugs, phone cases, loads of stuff like that. So check it out. But if you do order something, and I cannot stress this enough, order one size up. I'm a large to extra large in most things. I've got a 2XL in this. Liam, you'll notice, doesn't even have a hoodie yet because they're still making his out of a bed sheet, right? Proper nightmare stuff.
Check us out, spreadnegativitypod.com. If there's anything that you want and you don't see, let us know. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. And we will get better at these adverts as time goes on. Should we do some features? Should we get this fucking done so we don't melt into our own little pool of
squares on the carpet?
Squirt on the carpet, yeah.
I know, I'm obsessed with it.
So saw these ones on Reddit. Right, so this one says, is it weird that my boyfriend's mum walks around naked?
Yep.
Sweet, thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for having me, boys.
I want more information.
My 22 female boyfriend's 22 male mum. Who's fucking bothered? I hate this shit so much.
It's from Wigan.
Right. My boyfriend's mum walks around the house completely naked at night. She sleeps naked and doesn't get dressed to go to the bathroom, which is right next to my fiance's bedroom. Is she a fiance or boyfriend? I'll just change it to boyfriend.
Fiance is just a boyfriend on steads, isn't it? Let's go.
Sound, yeah, okay. My boyfriend works odd hours. She doesn't have a fucking clue who she's dating her. My boyfriend works odd hours, so he's usually awake at night when she gets up, and most nights she'll poke her head around the door to check on them or chat about something if she hadn't seen them all day. When I stay over, she'll put a hoodie and shorts on, but I recently found out that they will all have conversations at night while she is naked. Is this weird? My boyfriend apparently avoids looking at her, but the sibling doesn't particularly care and will also walk around in just underwear but not naked. The reason I ask is because I would be mortified if I saw a mother naked and vice versa, but she and I have never been particularly affectionate people. Is it weird or is it just me?
I grew up in a naked house.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I don't mean we were all just sat around naked. I just meant
playing spin the bottle.
Yeah.
Is this you telling us you were molested? Is that
yeah,
what
mum
this
and dad
is?
would sneak out for a few bifters. I'd be
Liam is squirt involuntarily.
No, I did just grow up in a house where like someone would wander from the bedroom to the bathroom naked.
Yeah.
You'd see a dick, you'd see a pair of tits, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Like I think it made me kind of sort of blasé about nudity myself, to the point where now I live with Beck's mum and dad. If I go to the toilet in the middle of the night, I'll just chance it. I'll just leg at the bathroom, bolloco.
You can't put people through that.
No one's seeing it. No one's seeing it. No one's.
But one day they will, though, man. No, it's happened to me when I was living at Beth's mum and dad's during lockdown. Excuse me, yeah, just during lockdown. After that, we sort of moved out and became adults. It's mad, Liam. You should try it.
It sounds expensive to me. Yeah. I'd rather go to Disney World, please.
But I finished work one day and I was just working in some fucking factory or whatever, and I fucking came home, had a shower, thought I'd do the naked dash, and then just as I ran out, her dad was just at the bottom of the stairs, and I was like, hello! Just with little bollocks there swinging in there.
Oh, God. It's awful.
Like, imagine his mental health, though. Imagine, like, it's middle of lockdown, you feel like you're coping pretty well, you know, you're washing your fucking pots and not your pots, all your shopping and stuff. Things are going all right, though, you've got a handle on it, and then out of nowhere, you just see my chopper.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not...
Chopper.
He's giving himself credit there.
Is it credit?
What would you call it? I'll give you the
A schlong.
Maggot dick.
Maggot dick. That's what I had in mind as well.
Stop it, Amy. Stop it.
Well, I think I got a bit... I started to relax when, like, Rebecca's dad, like, not long after we'd moved in, came storming up the stairs. And I was in the bathroom. I was just bolloco. I was at the sink. I think I'd just got out the shower. I was having a shave. I was bolloco.
What were you shaving?
What? You shaving?
I'd shave my, but I dried off. I was shaving my face.
You were shaving your face with your cock out?
Yeah, just
That's so weird.
Excuse me, the door was closed. I have the right to do what I wanted.
Why was wrong? Should I just keep the towel around you? Why you stood there like Winnie the Pooh with just no fucking with your cock out?
I didn't have a top on. Like Winnie the Pooh. I wasn't Donald Duck.
Have you heard of dressing gowns?
They're a bit Tory, them, aren't they?
Nah.
I don't like a dressing gown, me.
A fluffy one?
I've never had one. I don't like them. Well,
I don't like
I've had them bought for me. I
I'll
don't
just
like
wear
them.
shorts and
Yeah,
a
but if it's
t-shirt.
cold.
I stayed in a hotel once that had towel in dressing gowns.
Yeah.
Absolute game changer.
Yeah.
You put it on and you just dry your hair.
Yeah, they're class.
But then it's like it's another thing to throw in the washer all the time, innit? Can't be arsed with that. Like, I'd just not bothered with it.
Yeah, I feel like you would never wash it.
That's what I mean.
It'd be
Yeah,
so
it would stink and it would have to reverse fucking. It would.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm bolloco shaving. Don't judge me.
That's mad,
I
that.
don't ask for explanations. I was doing it.
Bonkers, that is.
And Ed Dad just like he was storming up the stairs, and I thought he must have just been like he just must have had something to get from the bedroom urgently, and he just literally just barged right in. He just presumed it was like Beck's mum in there, and he barged right in. And because the door was opening, someone was coming up the stairs quick, so I thought that's Beck's dad. I can tell by his footsteps. But then when the door opened, I thought it must have been Beck, because who else would just walk in while I'm in there? So I think it's Rebecca, and I just literally turn round, just knob out, and he just walks in, and I see his face do the look down and the look up, and then we both laugh because it's funny. And then he walks out, and I'm like, oh God, he's seen how tiny me floppy dick is. Is he going to be like, oh, that's what she's got?
It's going to be made up.
Is that all she's got?
Made up. Because if I had a daughter, I don't plan to have kids, but if I had a daughter and I found out her boyfriend had the tiniest cock ever, that's hilarious.
On flop, growing on a show. I said it on the podcast before. It doesn't grow by much, but still. But yeah, that was the most humiliating thing.
Lads are more like blasé about getting the dicks out in front of each other, I feel like.
Lads are weird.
I think
it was really weird. Like I was never one for that. I like my modesty. I was never one for.
I was just embarrassed.
It dangles in it and it's out. And
mine sits.
If I was to show a girl me fanny, I'd have to be like, right, we're going in. You know what I mean?
It's more of a process.
Yeah. I remember seeing my mum's fanny when I was like a kid and just being like, why does it look like a chicken's head?
She had a rooster's
neck.
Gobble gobble. Yeah. I remember, like, I was like,
they call it a butterfly, don't they?
Do they?
I've heard, yeah.
There we go. The more you know. I was a bit shy and stuff in school, and I would like if people would get grogged in the changes where they'd just like keck you and they'd go grogged as they were kecked, and your dick's out without your choice. Yeah. And it was just I was
mad that we called it bagged in my school.
I think every school had a different name for it, but my head was on swivel in that changes, and it never happened to me because I was just constantly on edge. It's probably not healthy. And then
your shorts were probably too tight to pull down.
It's so accurate. It's so accurate.
Mum, you said you'd get me the 10 to 12s, but you're only 6, Liam.
There was a new lad who just joined, and he didn't know the grogging practices in our school, so his head wasn't on swivel, and he was in the changes, and he was just eating a bag of like chocky biscuits, like little ones, miniatures.
In the changing rooms?
Yeah, I know. He just blasé. He wasn't naked. He had his boxies on, and I thought it was odd anyway. He's eating these chocky biscuits.
You were just shaving in the corner.
Grooming myself. He's eating these biscuits, and someone just comes over and grogs him, and his dick just fucking flops out. He's got a piece on him, yeah.
Ah,
And
that's good.
Yeah, you could tell he was, because he just literally finished the biscuits before he pulled his keks up. As if he was like, feast your eyes, boys, you're not going to fucking do that again because you all feel shit now and I've got a fucking piece.
That's the best response.
Yeah.
Continues eating biscuits.
Yeah, finished them. 1, 2, yeah, and then pulled his keks up.
That's so funny.
Sat there eating his chocolate fingers while his white chocolate fingers dangling all over the gaff.
That's how you fucking style it out, though. I didn't style out Rebecca's dad seeing me fucking button mushroom. I just had to laugh it off.
Yeah, you just went.
No, it was. I did laugh more than that. It was pretty funny. Yeah, and we've never really talked about it since. I'm sure he'll appreciate this.
I'm sure he's talked to his therapist about
it. Right, let's. I don't think I've got other ones, but it's very fucking warm. So we'll move on to you rather than fucking reading stuff. Have you got anything you want to share? What's the worst thing you've ever done to yourself? Someone else? You got anything?
So when I was about 6, I went into my next door neighbour's house there was a girl next door and we used to hang out.
This is going to be horrifying.
It was mischievous together, and we robbed a mum's drawer full of knickers, right? Every pair of knickers she had, and we made a big heart attack in the road with it.
It's not like just a fucking drone above getting shots.
Well, we couldn't.
That's what I mean.
We couldn't see what we were making. We started it. We was like, this is the best idea ever. And then we started making it. And then after a bit, we was like, oh, we can't see what it is.
Were you having to hold them down with rocks and shit?
Nah,
the wind?
Must have not.
How heavy were the fucking underwear?
Heavy duty.
What were you going for? What was the...
I think it was just a big smiley face or whatever. Something simple. Flowers, something. It was easy.
An even bigger pair of knickers. Just one big fuck-off pair of knickers.
I love the idea. She's like, where the fuck's my knickers? Oh, well, here's one I prepared earlier, actually.
Yeah. I'm just getting a helicopter.
yeah, you'll be able to see him.
I wonder how many, like, fucking parents hate Neil Buchanan for stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? The stuff...
It'd always be the PVA glue, man. I'd be following along perfectly. It's all, who owns PVA glue? No one ever had it. I fucking hated that show
it's
so
just
much.
Glue, though, innit? It's just glue. All glue's PVA glue, innit?
He's in a metal band, isn't
Is he? Neil Buchanan fucking headbanging.
He's like in a metal band.
That's sick. Yeah, he's the fucking head now.
Will you check that?
Fucking pull that up, Jamie.
Pull that up. Neil Buchanan, death metal. One result.
If that's not true, I don't know where that's come from. Yeah.
I used to love Art Attack, Joe.
Yeah, it's called the PVA-Crew. Come on.
I couldn't hack it.
Hang on, we all missed Art Attack's X-rated hidden message. Hang on. In Talking Head's hair. Let us ruin your childhood.
Did it say sex? Bunch of pedos, innit?
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
Are you messing?
Have you nailed that?
Did you just hold in one that?
Because I
hate how much I look like.
Because you tried to write sex in your fridge.
I hate how much I look like the Talking Head from Art Attack.
Oh my god, it blatantly says sex. Don't you hate it though when people go like, oh my god, it's a conspiracy, they're trying to sexualise our kids. They put the word sex on the head from Art Attack's head. They put a cock in Hades from Hercules' fucking chin or whatever. No, they did. That's not a conspiracy. They're not trying to sexualise the kids. It's just some artist thinks it's funny to put a cock in something. Isn't that more plausible?
I don't know, there's a lot of pedos out there, man.
Yeah, I know, but are they getting off on that? Like, yeah, I wrote the word sex on the head.
I don't know.
They were called they were in a heavy metal. It wasn't a heavy metal band. They were called Marseille. They ran from 1976 to 1980. By Neil, formed in 1976 by Neil Buchanan.
So that was before Art Attack. So imagine going from being in a fucking
oh my god
metal band to like next thing you're in a red jumper on kids' TV. His bandmates must be like, you fucking changed, man. You used to be snorting that chalk, you dickhead. Now you're just drawing smiley faces with it.
I'm in my papier-mâché era.
That's why it was PVA glue, because if it was anything stronger, Neil would be fucking sniffing it like back in his metal days. Fucking snorting it.
Yeah.
So you made a massive Art Attack. What was the fallout from it?
I can't remember for that. I remember getting in trouble because I called the police for...
What, was that his other band?
I stole me mate's mum's knickers, you grassed yourself up.
Yeah. Just because I wanted to see like what happened.
Oh, sick science experiment, yeah.
Yeah. and we shit it and like hung up and was like, oh, we're so bad.
Yeah, cool.
And they called back and like my mad answered and then we got bollocked.
Yeah, I've had that before when I've rang the police and they've called back immediately and you just panic straight away. They never came round or anything, but I just rang him and it'd be like, Gee, police, fire, ambulance. And I just was like, down the phone and then just hang up and she'd ring back at like 10 minutes later. I'd be like, oh my fucking God, oh no.
Yeah.
I used to
didn't know they could do that.
I had a little prank phone call phase where the bus stop where we'd wait for our bus home from secondary school, there was a phone box right next to it. So we'd look for like all sorts of free phone numbers and just like prank them. And I had a character, his name was Vincent Sweat. And he was like a Dutchman. So he was like, my name's Vincent Sweat. It's just like, I'd just put a shush in front of everything when I'd speak, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'd call Butlins and I'd try and call Butlins. I'd like to book a holiday on the coast of Mangina. I'd like try and do stuff like that. But my favourite one was I was getting a shower. I had Lynx snake peel shower gel. And I noticed that there was a free phone number on the shower gel bottle. And I thought, I'll call that after school today. And I called them as Vincent Sweat, under the pretense that their snake peel shower gel had disintegrated my foreskin. I was putting a complaint in. And the lad on the other end of the phone was just going, we're not trained to deal with this matter. Genuinely was just going, you need to contact your GP. You know, he knew it was bullshit, but he didn't want to
he's got a script that he can't deviate from.
Call your GP, but you disintegrated my foreskin. I just wanted to say that sentence.
When did he become like fucking Italian?
I didn't say I was good at accents. I just put a little shush on it.
A little stank.
a little stank, a little sweat.
Should we wrap this up? Because speaking of sweat, I'm about to die. I'm so done, man. I'm so done. If you're new to the podcast and you're watching because Amy's on, then thank you. We appreciate it. And we do a section at the end called Off Your Chest, where we invite the guest or a listener or anyone really to get something off their chest. If you want to send anything in, spreadnegativitypod@gmail.com. That'd really help us out. Amy, have you got anything you want to get off your chest?
No.
Great. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next Monday. It's very exciting stuff.
What about the things that I hate?
Huh?
The things that I hate.
That's later.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So there's a lot of things that I hate, but none that like annoy me too much because I'm pretty chill.
Yeah.
But there's like my bins got robbed.
I love how you've done prep. It's
Me
adorable. Only
boiler
you and
man.
Harriet Dyer have ever done prep. I want you to know
boiler
that.
man. I love Harriet.
Hold on,
She's great.
your bins got robbed.
Like every week a new bin got robbed. Someone was taking the piss out of me.
It's got to be one person fucking with you
must be.
because not everybody needs a bin.
I know. and my bin's been robbed like two times since. So when I moved in, it was robbed.
Yeah.
And then ordered a new one. Someone robbed that.
How fuming are you going to be if you get around the corner one day and there's just a massive heart attack?
I couldn't be that.
You just find out it's your mate's mum just in fucking all this time. Like, I'll fucking show her.
That'd be amazing.
It's just one big bin.
I'd die happily.
Oh, funny. Have you got anything you want to plug?
My podcast, the Mild High Club podcast. Very good podcast. People squirt on there because it's so fun.
Sign up to Patreon.
Yeah. And then,
Are you gonna put their video on your Patreon? Are you gonna be able to sort that out?
I don't know if you're allowed nudity on there.
Oh, really?
But when we did
I thought you added the tears and stuff.
So that was like stunt marketing. I remember the other day, Dame was like, "Oh, someone's just signed up for it," and I shit me pants. I was like, I can't fit sexy content into this. We're on tour, and I proper shit myself.
What you've done? I need some context. Sorry, what?
So we put joke tears in, which by the way we met. Do you know the Blackout? Sean Smith.
Yeah.
So he gave us that idea because we met him at Download.
What, the band?
Yeah.
I've seen them live a couple of times.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I thought
actually.
you meant the Gong Show in Up the Creek.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. But they used to have the blonde, spiky hair. Yeah.
And he was saying because they've got Patreon with Mad Tears on, like £1,000, and we'll come and gig in your house to you. And a girl did it, so the whole band came to their house,
so
and it was just her and her mum sat on this couch, and they were like, "We are the children of the night." I was just hearing the mum like dead off.
Play that one song we like. Repeatedly. I paid £1,000 for this. You blonde twat.
And he was like, oh, you should do them. And we was like, we're going to do some spicy tiers just to like get everyone talking. And I've got one tier that's like 10 grand and I'll get my boobs done. And I'll send you a picture like every month.
Oh my God, I will modify my body. But I'm weird for getting my knob out in my mum's house.
But then I was like, I'm too tired for surgery.
Is that what you
But they'll put you to sleep, so that's win-win.
No, 'cause the recovery, it's absolutely draining. So I was like, I can't really be asked with that. So I do need to take them down. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, but then it actually happened.
Did anyone sign up?
No, because it's so expensive.
No, for anything though, like.
Because
you did like no, but like no, you did like lower tiers where it was like foot picks, didn't you? And
they
stuff.
were still really expensive though. Like, because I do sometimes I'll do the podcast and just take my shoes off anyway, and you can see my feet for free.
Yeah, you tried to get me to take mine off on your podcast. Fucking no one wants to see that. You'd have lost Patreons.
Yeah. But like you can get stuff for free on Reddit, on OnlyFans, free accounts. Like it's so ridiculously overpriced.
Yeah.
That I was like, it was
Don't
just.
you sell yourself short. You've got beautiful feet,
No.
Amy. And if people want to pay for them, then let them. Patreon.com/themaltipeclub.
There's plenty free feet out there. Do you know what I mean? It was very overpriced, but it was fun, little bit of marketing or whatever.
Yeah.
And did it work? Did it get people talking? Rob Thomas was defo talking about it.
Yeah.
If anyone's talking about it, it's Rob Thomas.
Yeah, I imagine.
I'm not gonna. I admire the man.
Okay, good.
Sounds like you don't.
So, the Maltai Club on all socials.
Yeah, and Amy Lee Owens. That's me. Nice to meet you.
Lovely stuff. Find the Maltai Club, download it, all that good stuff. If you know about us, then you probably already are aware of the Maltai Club in some way. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks
really
for
appreciate
having
it.
me. I've really enjoyed it.
Give us 3 things that you hate.
Tories, paedophiles, grapes with seeds in them.